While everyone has been talking about LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and every blockbuster trade rumor involving the Warriors, I think Golden State quietly made one of their smartest moves of the entire offseason. No, I'm not talking about Kristaps Porzingis, I'm not talking about Al Horford and so on, I am talking about Charles Bassey. And according to ESPN's Shams Charania, the Warriors just re-signed the 25-year-old center to a one-year deal worth roughly $2.4 million. And honestly, I don't think enough people are talking about how perfect this signing actually is. Because when you closely look at this Warriors roster, Charles Bassey fills a role that nobody else on the team does. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. Yo, what's up guys, Jason here back with another video. If it's your first time watching, I cover the Golden State Warriors every single day on YouTube, along with other NBA news, trades, and rumors on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. So if you're a basketball fan, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because you do not want to miss any of my future upload. Now, let's be honest here. Most Warriors fans barely reacted when the news broke, and I understand why. This wasn't LeBron James. This wasn't Anthony Davis. This wasn't a big trade. It was Charles Bassey, a player who spent most of last season in the G League with Santa Cruz before ending the year in Golden State. But here's what caught my attention. In just 5 games with the Warriors, he averaged over 10 points, more than 7 rebounds, nearly 1.5 blocks, while shooting almost 68% from the field. Those are not empty numbers either. If you watch those games, he looked on pace. He understood Steve Kerr's offensive system. He set high-quality screens. He was effective in pick and roll. He did a great job doing rim protection. And perhaps most importantly, he brought a level of physicality that this roster has desperately needed. And here's why I think this move makes so much sense. Look at the Warriors' current center position. Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford. Both are outstanding shooting big, both can stretch the floor, and both fit perfectly into Steve Kerr's offensive system. But neither of them plays like a traditional center anymore. Neither is constantly crashing the offensive glass, neither is trying to dunk everything around the rim, and neither is giving you that bully mentality in the paint for 25 minutes every night. Now, some may argue this kind of center is outdated, but look at the NBA Finals this year. The Knicks got Mitchell Robinson and the Spurs got Luke Cornett. And that's where Charles Bassey comes in. He is 6'10" with a 7'3" wingspan. He is an excellent rebounder, a very good rim protector, and a very efficient pick and roll finisher. In summary, Bassey is the kind of player you throw lobs to. He is the kind of player who creates second chance opportunities and the kind of player who does all the dirty work. And that's very important because of the other 2 centers on the roster. Al Horford is 40 years old, and realistically, he's not going to play a lot of back-to-backs. And Steve Kerr will have to manage his minutes carefully throughout the year. And then there is Kristaps Porzingis, a great player, but somebody who has dealt with injuries throughout his career. The Warriors almost certainly wouldn't want him playing heavy minutes every single night either. That means Charles Bassey isn't just a third-string center. He is probably going to play meaningful basketball this season. And with that being said, let's now talk about the contract, because this might be my favorite part of the entire signing. And according to Spotrac, Bassey's deal is worth roughly $2.4 million. And that's actually more than $1 million less than what a veteran minimum contract would have cost. Think about that. You are getting a 25-year-old athletic center who is already familiar with your system for almost nothing against the salary cap. In today's NBA, those are the types of contracts championship teams need. Not every signing has to be a superstar. Sometimes winning championships is about finding rotation players who dramatically outperform their contracts. If Bassey gives you 15 to 20 quality minutes every night, this deal is an absolute steal. Now, I am not saying Charles Bassey is suddenly going to be an all-star. Let's be realistic. He still has limitations. He's not a floor spacer. He's not somebody you want switching onto elite guards or forwards every possession. He's dealt with injuries earlier in his career. There are reasons he signed for only $2.8 million. But here's the thing. The Warriors don't need him to be a star player. They just need him to embrace his role. Protect the rim, rebound, finish lobs, bring energy, and do the dirty work. That's exactly what this roster needs, because Golden State already has plenty of shooting from the center position. The spacing is there. What they've been missing is somebody who is willing to live in the paint. Charles Bassey gives them that. And honestly, those are often the moves that separate good teams from championship contenders. Everyone remembers the blockbuster trades. Nobody remembers the role player signings until they're making winning plays in May and June. I don't know if Charles Bassey will become a fan favorite, but I know this. At 25 years old, on a 1-year, $2.8 million contract, this is the kind of low-risk, high-upside move championship teams should be making. And while everyone is talking about LeBron James and Anthony Davis, don't be surprised if Charles Bassey quietly becomes one of the Warriors' most important additions this season. But again, that's just my opinion and I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this Charles Bassey signing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media, all linked below in the description box. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.